Okay. Forget that. All right, girl. I'm like, forget that. Like, ain't even doing that. Get out of here. All right, what's happening? Then everything will be like, boom, boom. All together. Ain't nobody playing. So, let's just jump right into this. India.Arie. India.Arie has some words for Megan Thee Stallion at the Essence Fest. She felt that, I guess, in my words, the women were over-sexualized in her set. Regarding with Megan Thee Stallion, not India.Arie. And because the girls came on stage, let me catch y'all up real quick. The girls came up on stage, they was twerking, they was doing Megan Thee Stallion. That's what she's known for. That's what she does. And that's what they were doing. And India.Arie had some issues with that, and she felt like that should not be it. What you think?
She is entitled to her opinion. But as you said, Megan Thee Stallion is a brand at this point, and her performance was on brand. So I suspect the Essence knew the, at least general overview, but probably pretty detailed overview of her performance, and still slated her and approved it and went on with the show. I think we could have a greater conversation about the self-sexualization of Black women in the music industry. But to criticize Megan Thee Stallion for doing what Megan Thee Stallion does, I think is weird, and not actually hold. I mean, it's a deflection. It's not effective. And if she wanted to really hold the people who make the decisions accountable, she would have called out Essence Fest for booking Megan Thee Stallion, not Megan Thee Stallion for being Megan Thee Stallion. She also criticized, I do believe she had criticized Janelle Monáe for flashing the crowd. That I do agree with, because people did not ask to see her breasts. And in other arenas, she could have easily been charged with indecent exposure. And personally, I feel like she should have been. If we want to change the culture, there has to be consequences and reactions. If we're going to sit here and pretend that we're a dignified and moral people, Janelle Monáe should get charged with indecent exposure. But as far as policing other women's bodies and what other women choose to do with their bodies, I think that, it's okay for her to be her brand and be herself. And, she came out or became popular with I'm not like the other girls in the videos. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, on the flip side of that, is that you're also not getting chosen. So I'm not saying you have to sell yourself or be a prostitute or be provocative in order to be picked, whether it's musically or, media wise or romantically. But when has I cannot act like I don't sense that some of this is like internal and her personal prejudice and maybe rooted in some insecurity and some jealousy and bitterness. Because this is the funny thing. Nobody was paying attention. Black men were not paying attention to India.Arie when she was out, or when she started to fall off, or when she got snubbed at the one of those award shows. Mm-hmm. When was she ever heralded as the pinnacle of Black female beauty? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And again, if she really had an issue with it, she would be criticizing Essence for even booking Megan Thee Stallion, not Megan Thee Stallion twerking, which she literally does like every single video and performance. It was just giving off disingenuous.
Yeah, it's giving off just what you say. It's giving off, I'm not popular, you are, so I need you to scale it back so that I can get back on the scene.
Well, she's not going to, again, because what happened in the past is just going to repeat, but in even shorter time frame.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Yes, everybody's entitled to their opinions, but she wants people to accept her. Remember the song, I'm Not My Hair? So accept me for who I am, but I'm not going to accept you for who you are and what you're doing. That's not okay. Now, on the other side, the flip side of it, Essence, since it was at the Essence Fest, Essence prided, I'm going to say ED, themselves on women empowerment.
Right.
So I get that, but I'm with you. Call out Essence.
Right.
Not her. This is what she does. You know this is what she does. Now, Janelle Monáe, I don't know if they were brand new, like, boobs. I don't know what was happening. Real talk. I don't. I don't know what was happening that she felt like, boom, let me show my breasts. And that seems to be the thing. People got something new and let me show it. But go ahead before we get to the next part.
Okay, as far as Janelle Monáe, my observer out 2 cents is that personally, I feel like I see this, just my personal opinion.
Come on.
With the LGBTQIA plus community, they are so obsessed and fixated on being accepted and showing people their gender preference or their sexual preference. They really start to step away from just common decency. Like, I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm queer, I'm pan, whatever. And then they push it so far, they're so fixated on it that they can't even, they get lost in, okay, that was just inconsiderate to other people. Okay, that was just, I'm just thinking about my own feelings and wanting to have pride, right? That I'm not even thinking about anyone else, that, hey, maybe someone else doesn't want to see this. As far as, sexualizing children or sexual exposure to children. And it's just like, oh, that doesn't matter. It's about me having pride and I need to let the whole world know. And
but you know what though? I agree with you because that seems to be the thing. And you know that heterosexuals can't go out there and just flash people. But if you go to at a parade, let me be specific. But you can go to the gay pride parade and everybody's flashing everybody like we in New Orleans, Mardi Gras, and everything is supposed to be okay. So it's almost like, okay, why is it okay for one, but not the other?
And then it's not to say, okay, heterosexual people should go around and be able to...
No one should be doing that.
No, exactly. No one should. And that's why I said she ought to be charged on indecent exposure. Because,
look what they did to Janet. Come on.
Woo! I mean, but again, different...
And that was...
That's those white folks. If was waiting for an opportunity to drag her, I think they had a...
But it was a wardrobe malfunction, and they blackballed her totally.
Like, for years.
Yeah, she's still out there where she just did it. So...
And I feel like, again, the audience, and...
the audience, you blaming the people?
The people, and the target audience for Essence Fest was not white folks. And that's why people are just like, oh, that was weird. Instead of really being like, in an uproar and be like, there needs to be consequences to what she did.
Okay. Now, I will say that there's no reason that we should know about what India Arie or how she felt when they were right there with her toward them. She should have spoke to them. If that's your sis, come on.
No, because again, the disingenuousness of it. Because if she really felt away, yeah, she would have. But no, she wanted to have a little soapbox moment, and it just read to me as like, this is personal.
It was personal.
This is not an objective criticism. This is not logical. She's got a chip on her shoulder.
It was personal. I believe it was personal, and she did just what she needed to do to get talked about again or become relevant. But we're going to get started because we're going to talk about Keke Palmer and her boyfriend, how they just dogging this cat out. Today's topic is, why is dating no longer fun? I got you guys covered. We got a great show. Let's kick it. Hey, the party starts now. I brought the guys on. What's happening, fellas?
What up? Hey.
Kick it. Let's go with this. Let's hurry up with the whole Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer went to an Usher concert. It seemed like everybody that goes to Vegas, they just dress how they want to and do what they want to do and don't wear clothes. Now, I've never seen, publicly, I haven't seen photos of Keke Palmer dressed almost nude. Have you guys?
No.
Okay. So,
Hold up.
what, you remember seeing her? Not Akilah and the Bee. I ain't seen her like that in Akilah and the Bee.
Tell me what she played in.
Akilah and the Bee.
I ain't seen that.
Okay, then. That's a little...
Nope. And then...
Oh, yeah, she was in Nope. Uh-huh.
And there's something else before that.
She's been in a lot of stuff.
She's been in a lot of stuff.
She's established.
She's very established.
How old you say she about?
She's in her 30s.
Yeah, she grown. But the thing is, here's where I'm at on that thing. Yes, she had a child. And she went to the concert she had. For those who don't know, she was at the Usher concert. And she had like a long sheer gown. But up underneath was like a swimsuit, like a thong swimsuit. So a full body swimsuit in the front. Butt cheeks out in the back. Kind of like what they dogged, what's her name? Lizzo about. When she went to that basketball game. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, I remember.
So... that's how she went to the concert. And then they got her on video. Usher saw that she was there. And then he goes up and he serenades her. I didn't see anything wrong with that, with the serenading and all that. Honestly, I didn't see nothing wrong with that girl being who she wanted to be that night. But I understood the boyfriend because the Twitters drug him. They drug him because he actually responded to it. I guess people probably was inboxing him. He responded to it publicly. And people were dragging him saying, he said that, morally, he don't want his child's mother or his wife just out there like that. So he gave his opinion. And then people was like, well, you should have talked to her privately. What? She did that publicly. So I can't respond privately. This cracks me up how people can actually say what they want, do what they want, but have a problem with how you respond. You don't get to tell me how I respond when you come at me.
They laptop gangsters.
That's it.
Anything. They laptop gangsters, but they wouldn't say any of that stuff in the presence. And I agree with the dude. Hey, listen, that's not the light I want to portray. If that dude has morals and standards and he's telling her no, and everyone jumping on him, oh no, freedom. Yeah, you're gonna be free, all right. You're gonna be wondering where I'm at.
Now here's the thing, though. Honestly, they were like, well, didn't he see her prior to? No, she was with her girl. So he was just as shocked as everybody else. Then you had the people saying, oh, okay, well, he was jealous of Usher. I don't think so. The way Usher slandered out here. Because in my mind, while he was grabbing on her, I was like, I don't know if it's true or not. Because I haven't been that close to Usher. But I still got the thought in my head. Remember, he got sued for the alleged herpes. I'm being careful here.
Let's just call it Southern bumps.
Southern bumps, all right. The southern bumps.
Hey,
so alleged. I got to put that out there. And so that's what I was thinking. But I don't think he was insecure about that. I think it was what she had on. And the thing is, did you wear that prior, pre-birth? Did you wear that before you had a child? Mm-hmm. And I don't remember seeing her in that, in that look before she had the child. But to come and say, let me be fair. Are you saying, look, I just had a baby, look at my body? And why are we, let me say that, as a community, why are we so focused on what other people, if that's the point that you were trying to make, other folks' opinions, and if they like my body, look at my body, like, come on. Go ahead.
It's because it's what's shown. Everything ain't social. Secret. Did everybody know I got a DDL, a lift? Does everyone did
a DDL? Nate, you wouldn't got a DDL.
Yeah, 14 inches just ain't big enough for certain people. You know what I mean? No, but I mean, they put everything as social media. Everything ain't social. And this is just another Russell Westbrook move. And I applaud the dude for calling her out. Like, whoa.
Russell? You think that's Sierra and Russell, but he knew, but Sierra was doing that. This is him with it. Go ahead.
Exactly. But he calls her out and he tells her where he stands. Now he just got to be man enough. If she don't come to that, leave her. Because I mean, she'll get all the attention she wants. She ain't no dude. Just like you were saying earlier with the India Irie subject, I agreed a lot with that. But India should have went after Essence. Essence usually stands for something.
They do.
I would find, what's the other girl name?
Janelle Monáe.
Yes, because we don't expect that from her.
No.
So she gets fined. She gets fined because we don't expect that from her. In Essence, you get fined for bringing her because you just dropped your whole stock. Essence. Now Essence is like, hey, child, how you doing?
Okay, because Essence, they stand for women empowerment, so I get that part. So maybe India Irie need to just not go on the next invite since it's turning into something different. Go ahead. What you got, Amber D?
So I disagree. I have a different opinion. I think that, he got dragged because it was rightfully so. So he has posted, in his criticism of Kiki, he said that she's a mother. And then in his double down, he said that, he has morals and he's traditional. And so the issue with that is his morals and traditions being the basis of his criticism is that he, and her nudity, is that he has posted himself naked. And then he's posted her twerking in a thong. Now, I haven't seen that one, but I did see the video that he posted of her twerking in a cat suit, like a spandex cat suit. And, he was okay with that. He was okay posting himself nude, and it was clearly a thirst trap. And then he was okay posting her shaking her behind for all of social media to see. Then on top of that, what I got from it was they're on the rocks. Because I feel like, this was a low-key a FU move. And then recently it just came out that, 48 hours after this incident, he was sliding into some girl's DMs, offering to fly her out. So I think their relationship's been on the rocks for a minute. And I feel like this behavior, Kiki's behavior, is in alignment with I'm single or I'm proving a point. And then on top of that, circling back to the morals and standards and traditionalism, he's saying, well, I'm a traditional man, and he said, as a man of the family, he didn't call himself a husband because he wants to focus on his authority over her and because he's not her husband. A man doesn't want his wife out here showing the world her cheeks, even though he showed her cheeks himself willingly because he was doing it and that's okay. But it's a problem when she shows her cheeks on her own volition. And then saying doesn't want his wife, and he's claimed her as his wife, but she's not actually his wife. They're not actually married. Not only that, he's living in her home, and someone posted, how dare he use Kiki's Wi-Fi to post this insecurity. And I just feel like modern men want to, what I saw it said, utilize a la carte traditionalism. Just pick and choose here and there. Oh, I want to
modern. I think that's all the way. Wait, point of information. Go ahead, Nate, the agitator.
The last part of it is that okay, he's living in her home. He's a stay-at-home dad, which is fine, but that's not traditional. And she's the one making money. She's the celebrity. And as other people have pointed out, there are men who are house husbands and they know their role. When women are housewives and they're kept women, they know their role.
Oh, okay. Wait, go ahead, Nate.
Okay, what does this have to do with Kiki? How does this make her look?
Let's
because we are focusing on him and not the situation. Right. Go ahead.
Let's take him out of it.
Okay.
What is her next man gonna say? He's gonna look her up. She's damaging her brand by herself. Now, I didn't know that stuff about dude, so his credit score just dropped.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, he wasn't there when she did that. Now, if you take all of that stuff that he had, and he on her Wi-Fi and all this other stuff, if you take that away, her actions alone. Now, if she was doing that just to show, I can do it too, yeah, you can. But guess what? All the quality men that you gonna be looking for, expecting, nah.
Well, okay. Ooh, that's a great point.
Point of information. Part of information. Like, wait. My thing is this. Yeah, they trying to slander him and eat him up on the social media, on the Twitters and everywhere else, talking about how much money he makes. Yeah, he's trying to break into the industry. Let's talk this, though. She chose him. So she knew what she had. She knew what she had. And then another thing, too, that she knows how much money she's worth. Was this pregnancy planned? Sounds like it. He didn't have any other children. And she, boom, pops up and get pregnant. So it wasn't a mistake, baby, okay? And another thing, the difference is that he was with her before versus her being alone. Now, if she doing it on some get back, I'm sad for her self-esteem, because you can have it all and still have low self-esteem. There is no way in the world that your actions is going to make me manipulate. I use that term, intentionally. Manipulate my mind and my thoughts to say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get him back and do this for real. You Keke Palmer, girl, bye. If that's what you want to do, you do you. You want to use my Wi-Fi, have at it, enjoy it. Me being a stay-at-home dad, it had to be talked about prior to, if that's what you want to do. But how many women who make more money than their men, how many are okay with their men not working? How many modern day women deal with, air quotes, listening audience, weak men, and then want to slander them when you get mad?
So, okay, I just want to, so I'm glad you already touched on it. She chose him because, as far as Nate saying, she was told that she had some problematic dating choices, and lots of people were saying, she's a poor picker in mates, okay, because she was talking about money doesn't matter. So him not working didn't matter to her, and she was very clear about that. And then also, as far as like the dynamic in their relationship, I forgot what I was going to say. I lost it.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Rod. Go ahead, Rod.
I got to say this because I don't be following all that. What did she do again?
Man, you got to catch up, Rod. This is a live show.
She just wore her cheeks was out. Okay, I remember. Okay, so yeah, as far as him having morals and standards and being traditional, this has been confirmed. Well, yeah, this has been, I think it was more, but we'll still say allegedly. His ex-girlfriend was pregnant, and he encouraged her, coerced, use what kind of word you want to use, to have an abortion. And then 3 weeks later, he got with Keke. And then now Keke got pregnant off the bat.
Okay.
So this whole, what?
I don't care.
What I'm saying is that the basis of his criticism of being, I'm traditional and I have morals, does not stand up to scrutiny. He's not traditional, and his morals are questionable.
Really?
Okay,
go ahead, Rod.
Let me say something. So all she did was what? Went out and had what?
Naked.
Lightweight dress. Okay, that's what they do out there in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
And then if he already got pictures of her on the internet or videos of her twerking, what's the difference?
Exactly.
She was with him.
And if I'm him, I'm not going to trip on the internet. I'm going to check her when she get home. That's the problem now.
And see, that's what a lot of people felt. That's how a lot of people felt.
Everybody run the social media and put their business out there and then get mad when you get some responses. Check her when she get to the crib. If you're going to be with her or leave her. But all your business ain't got to be on the internet. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, but and another thing, you got dude's social security number, his W-2s for the last 6 months and everything about him. What does that have to do with it? She's the brand. And if she's going to damage her brand...
She already damaged her brand. She's proven herself.
Wait. I need to hear his point of information. Wait, Amber D. I need to hear his point of information. Go ahead. Which you got, Nate, and then you could come in.
How do we know his social security number, his favorite color, how he liked his greens? Why do we even know that?
How she damaged her?
That's not important. The important part is she has to be accountable for what she did.
Okay. Now go ahead, Amber D. What you got?
She is, as Rod pointed out, thank you, Rod, she's behaving like all these other women in Hollywood. Not only that, she's behaving like Keisha down the street. This is how a lot of modern women carry themselves. So acting like she's doing something that is an anomaly and so offensive is, again, disingenuous, because lots of women dress like that nowadays, especially to an Usher concert. So Usher, baby. So I think his whole complaint, and he posted her twerking and he was okay with it. I think it's about control. I think that he's not comfortable being in the house husband's position. People pointed out Stedman, and they've been together for years.
Bobby and Whitney.
Okay, and you don't hear it, and you think in the 20 years they've been together, Oprah ain't done nothing to offend him or disrespect him, because you're gonna run into conflicts in a relationship. You ain't never seen him run to the internets.
Well, that's because we ain't had the internet when it first happened. But I don't think Stedman was gonna go nowhere anyway, and Oprah wasn't gonna do it because he was gonna leave. Remember, he was married. Go ahead, Rob. What you got?
How y'all know she ain't gonna blow up from this? Because Janelle Monáe blowing up, showing that. She might blow up from this. So
and then as far as her Kiki destroying her brand, when it comes to Kika's romantic relationships, it is well known that she is very problematic. She has made some very problematic statements in the past.
She's the problem then.
Right, exactly. So she's not damaging your brand. If anything, she's being on brand, talking about money don't matter. And if she wants to wear the pants in a relationship, she has stated that. She's made implications of that. And then if you look into how they met, she pursued him.
She pursued him, yes.
She pursued him. So it's just like, Kiki out here wearing the pants and being the boss. And now he got a problem with it.
She ain't wearing no pants. That's the problem. That is the problem. But I just think I'm for real. When this is me, so I guess I'm a little old fashioned. You do what you do. You act up, you cut up pre-children. Once you are a mother, and as a mother, I'm not looking at, like with my ex-husband, I'm not looking at me being his wife, and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm about to be transparent. I know that our relationship failed because I stopped being a wife and became a mother.
Wow.
So I'm going to be quite transparent. I knew it was me.
Wow, that's big. Wow.
So, and when you have a child, it's like, I got to make sure that my children is okay. And that was the focus. My children, my children, my children. And then in my case, I was like, oh, okay. He was on the back burner because I was a mother now. So that's what my focus was, to make sure that I'm a good role model and showing a proper example of what a mother should be or a parent should be.
Wow.
So you put the wife duties on the back burner.
I did. And it wasn't, but watch this. It wasn't intentional.
Right.
But that's like, as I got older, I looked back in the rear view and was like, I stopped being a wife and became a mother. Yeah. And, even though it's like, okay, you get married, you have the children, but that happens a lot because we carry them and we have them and we know that to protect, this is what we do. But that's exactly what happened. Go ahead, Rob. What you got?
I love that you admit that, because a lot of women don't admit that.
That's big.
I did this, and he still went out and cheated. Well, it's something you ain't doing that made him go out there. So I respect that on your end.
Big time.
Well, thank you.
You could be a nurturing mother all day, but Buddy need you too. You feel
at least for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or too.
And they 10 pumps.
Hey, whichever comes faster.
Give him his knees, though. Just give him some time. Be with him and chill. But
I thought we was racing.
Yeah.
I thought we was racing.
You silly. You're silly. But look at the people, the mothers who have, or the spouses, whatever, who have more money than these men or more popular. That's why I brought up Bobby and Whitney. Because remember, he had his own brand and he was doing his thing, and then it was Whit, but Whit was America's sweetheart. So when she actually was who she was, so to your point, Amber, the analyst, to your point, when we realized later on in the latter years that it wasn't Bobby, we blamed him for all her bad behavior. Exactly. When it was actually her. But we put this stamp on them. Like me, I'm still with Akilah and the B. I'm like, no, she gonna win the spelling bee. And that's who I see, not her bad decisions in dating, which clearly is something that she's attracted to.
Right.
If you continue to make those decisions. Go ahead.
And I also just want to throw it out there. I feel like there's a little bit of color struckness with Kiki, which I personally view as problematic, and other people have pointed that out. Also, Kiki has also been very open about her own insecurities, especially because she went through a period of severe acne.
I saw that.
She has PCOS, so she struggled with infertility. She did publicly post about how when she finally got pregnant and when she gave birth, how motherhood empowered her, and people noticed the glow up after her giving birth. But
yeah, she got hips. She looked like Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, she's really glowing. But as far as her romantic stuff, she has a history of, and then also as far as showing her cheeks and being provocative. Yes, she was doing that before she got pregnant.
Okay, so
see, I didn't see her doing all that before she was pregnant.
It feels like everything, the way she responded, what she was wearing, and how she's choosing to carry herself, and the man she picked is consistent across the board. She wants to wear the pants. She wants to not be told nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think she really want to wear the pants? Because a lot of people tend to think that if the woman is the money maker, and he's like, oh, okay, and she says, well, money doesn't mean I got that, but what I'm looking for is love. And Nate the Agitator, you said this a long time ago. A lot of people in certain statuses, the men tend to not date. They date what? They don't date what they are. They date who they are, or something like that. You were saying. And what women want is, we want you to date what we are. Like, we are women, so we want love.
But here's the thing: when women put money in it, and she's making more, she feels that equals power.
Do you think that?
Yeah.
You got to step up and bring some more power.
Listen, a woman wants a man with money. A woman wants all this, that. When a woman has money, she feels she's powerful. A dude really don't care how much money you make. So it's not as important to us as it is to y'all.
Oh, Rod, we had that conversation. Remember we had that conversation yesterday? Where a woman benefits from a man's income, but a man can't benefit from a female's income.
There's no benefit for us. And at the end of the day, if you want love don't cost anything. Not one red cent. But women don't go after just love. Well, maybe Kiki is in this example. But here's the thing. All the other women, she make more than him, and he a stay-at-home dad. Okay, if that works for them, let them do it.
But
it
everyone
doesn't
has
work. An opinion about it.
It doesn't work for them, and I feel like I was mentioning how she spoke about her insecurity, and she's been transparent about being insecurity. A lot of people feel like her mate selection is still rooted in her insecurity.
So you think that's why she chose a yellow boy?
She wanted, and then apparently, because she says she doesn't care about money, and to be totally honest,
she don't need to.
I heard it seemed like she was prioritizing having a cute baby. That's what we've talked about in the past. Her biggest priority was having a cute baby, and she ain't really worried about having a healthy relationship, because then she wouldn't have been carrying on the way she was carrying on.
Okay, how many people aren't prioritizing about having a cute baby? Real talk. How many guys that you be out there, you done dated, be like, okay, I'm going to make sure I don't get knocked up by that cat. Ooh, I'm going to the reunion and seeing what's the offsprings looking like. Like, listen.
I'm just saying, her priorities have been askew for a minute. The point I'm making is none of this is really new or shocking from Kiki. So him to come out to the internet to get support and to shame and humiliate her doesn't make sense, because he knew what he was signing up for, just like she knew what she was signing up for.
He lose points for getting on the internet talking about it.
Yeah.
Lose points for that. You know what I mean?
He lose big points. And then Amber, I didn't know they were personal friends to Amber. She got all this.
She got the scoop.
You know, he cooked sausage and scrambled egg for her last week. Yeah.
That should not be exposed to the outside world. Just know, girl, I got a good man. That's all.
Yeah, it was just like, no, because I'm a fan of Kiki, but even being a fan of her, she has said stuff in the past. I'm like, ooh, boo, boo, no.
Okay, so deep down, well, we know Amber the analyst, she gonna check it out. She gonna check it out, and she gonna do what it is that she need to do. Now, I want to go to the next topic, which is these weak men. And I'm not calling him weak, but whatever. These weak men are the reason why we have the modern day woman who is okay with taking care of these men. You telling me it's not a weak man that's going to be okay with a woman taking care of him? That's not a weak man to you?
Well, I think
look at both of them. Come on, y'all. Come on.
I think that there are men who are not weak.
Yeah,
is this
the show?
And that's okay. But that's something to come to an agreement about. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, as a woman, if you don't actually respect a man for doing that, then it's your responsibility to be transparent and say, listen, I'm kind of old school, I guess, and I really need you to work because otherwise my respect for you is diminishing. You know, but there are absolutely men who are, they're homemakers. They're more this also.
I'm so not attracted to that. Let me get this number.
Me either, but
619-902-2287. 619-902-2287 is the number to call in and voice your opinion live because we want to hear from you.
Something else.
Wait. I gotta. Come on, I got to do this part. So again, if you want in on this conversation, the phone number is 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to, as far as you said, it sounded like the baby was planned. Allegedly it wasn't, and that she wasn't as excited to become a mother as he was to become a father.
Come on, but it's her body and she could choose what she choose. Go ahead, what you got, Rod?
None of my kids was planned. I just was, me and their mama was just getting it on. Hey.
I understand that. I understand that. But I'm saying with Keke Palmer, come on.
Hey, Nick,
you got.
Let's get in bed, make love. Okay, bam. She on the soap opera. Some real shit. He was getting with her. She got knocked up. Who the hell, you know? She
and he wanted to be there.
Let's date ourselves. Let's.
She knew what he was though before she even got with him.
Absolutely, but let's date ourselves with everything that is out there now. Come on now, come on.
Well, hey, we're talking about it like that's all the stuff, the essence and stuff. That's not our essence. We aged out.
It's supposed. You said we aged out. We aged out.
And the sad part about it is the women are in control of it. They're running it, but they're running it from an emotional standpoint, and we're following it. We are following all these mood swings and emotions and stuff like that. There's no stamp anymore. Essence still was something. I'm gonna post as soon as I find a picture of me in the owner Essence. You know, I got pictures of me and her. You know, I met her.
Okay.
She was graceful. You know, the one with the braids, long, tall, graceful. And of course, she wanted to be down with me, but I was like, you know, check your magazine thing. You go do
your thing. Go ahead, Amber D. What you got?
So just to be I can't even think of the word right now, but a counterpoint to defend, in Essence defense, I do think a component of women empowerment is taking ownership of your sexuality. And while
by exploiting it, jeez,
exactly. By exploiting it. The sexuality of Black women is definitely a point of debate historically in American culture. It's been totally acceptable for Black men to sexualize Black women, like 2 Live Crew and Juvenile and T-Pain, and be raunchy.
Girl, that's yesterday. T-Pain and Juvenile.
Yeah.
Now the 2 Live Crew I'm with. Luke.
2 Live Crew.
And Luke.
And so you take it far back enough, just up until recently, Black women being sexualized and debauchery and lewdness was okay when Black men were doing it. But now that Black women are being lewd and
doing it for themselves,
now the world's falling apart.
Okay, so is it safe? I'm gonna let you. Is it safe to say that as long as there's a pimp, it's good, but once we start to pimp ourselves, there's a problem?
Exactly.
So, Eric, Uncle Luke dropping a new video. He wants you to be in it. Would you be in it?
No, but
exactly.
Exactly.
So you made the choice not to do it. So when these women make the choice to do it, and their stock drop, it changes everything. It's
Amber,
just like if your mashed potatoes fall on your dirty carpet, are you gonna pick it up and eat it?
He offering you 50,000.
If I'm hungry, heck yeah.
Okay. All right. Listen. True story. True story. We out. I was with my cousin Sean, and I used to dance, but dance back in the day, dance, not this new dance, stripper dance. Wait. Listen. So we're up there. So security come over and was like, "Hey, Luke wants you to dance with him." I was like, "Okay." I ain't know who Luke was. Sean, my cousin Sean, our cousin Sean, Clark, was like, "No, she doesn't." And she's like, "Do you know who Luke is?" I was like, "No." And then she was like, "You know 2 Live Crew?" I was like, "Oh yeah." She was like, "That's what." I was like, "Oh no, I ain't doing that." But that's a true story. We were in Pittsburgh. I was like, "Wait, what?"
But
so it was a different kind of dance. But yes, it's all choices.
And then if these women, if they choose to exploit themselves like that or get up here and dance with Luke, and then the guys are coming at them totally different because that's what you've shown, then they want a traditional man and want to be loved and held and cuddled. No. I want to bend you over. I want to leave with fruit. Take one of your kids' fruit snacks when I leave. I'm not staying here because this is what you advertise. So you can't have it both ways.
So I'm gonna disagree with that because look at Kanye West and Lil' Kim. Not Lil' Kim,
Lil' Kim
Kardashian.
Well, take it. Go ahead.
And then look at Meg Thee Stallion and her current boyfriend. You know,
but tell me the comparison with Kim K and Kanye. What's the
she sexualized herself and she was
her mother sexualized her.
True, but still she had a
damaged goods.
And he knew it going. And he knew it going in. He wrote a whole song talking about some. Wait, what is it? Leo A for a white girl.
Exactly. So he's quite comfortable with that. And now Megan Thee Stallion, she's dealing with some very, very boxy.
Okay, let me say one that's good. Let me say one that's good. Okay, Ice-T and Coco. Ice-T and Coco.
Another great example.
That's a good example. But guess what? He married her, and he's okay with that. He let, who was it, Ludacris or somebody that wanted to fill her butt? And he let somebody, one of the rappers.
But
that's exactly.
And to my point.
Hey, Amber, I got this pimp out here that really want to get with you. He's reformed, but he was a pimp. And he grew up being a pimp. Now, Amber, would you date?
No, I wouldn't. But the point is he knew what he was getting into.
Okay, I have to go to the comments. Derek Edmonds of Facebook said, "We all know sex sells. I always said when they can't use their mind, they use their body." But now with that being said, it has changed. So people are using their body and not their mind because it sells. And that's where we are right now.
Here's the thing. My granddaughter, a student, do I save up for her college tuition or I tell her to take pictures of her feet? Because guess what? She'll probably make more pictures taking pictures of her feet.
Make more money.
She'll make more money taking pictures of her feet at 11.
Amber D said whatever works.
Get it done. What's the objective? That's being logical. No, but hold on. Sorry. Okay, I disagree because look at, especially when we start bringing in other races, look at Michelle Obama. She used her mind and they dragged her based on her looks, especially being a black woman. Look at Greta Thunberg. She is using her mind about her beliefs and what she feels and her initiatives, and they're dragging her about her looks. As a woman, you don't get to have a mind without men commenting on your appearance, regardless of what you're discussing and the validity of your thoughts.
As an essence queen, as a woman, you don't care about the masses of men. You should only care about the one who you allow in your life. So if I'm with you, Amber, what does what Rodney said to you have anything to do with you?
Because we're talking, okay, so Kiki talking about romance. But Megan Thee Stallion and other women, we're talking about branding and making money or pushing a message. So yes, what strangers think matters. And men and women will not value what a woman has to say or try to diminish what she's saying based on how attractive or how unattractive they view her.
Okay, let's go, Rod. Rod, go ahead.
That woman, Janelle Monáe, all right, she was a little so-so before, but now that she's been showing them titties, she's blowing up, and that's what's selling. Now she's a talk. You know what I mean? So, like you said, do whatever works. And like the homie said, sex sells. It's sad, but that's what it is.
But is that okay?
But who's buying?
Everyone's somebody's buying it.
No quality buyers.
Exactly. Somebody buying it.
Right, but you're not.
I ain't buying it.
Kanye West
turn around and say, "I want to marry T.D. Jakes or a pastor or this, that, and other."
All right, this is for the fellas. This is for the fellas. Okay, this is for the fellas because we got to be able to hear each other out. Derek Edmonds of Facebook said, exactly, bro. More women are more into impressing the masses instead of the man that she is with.
Yep.
Was that for me, E? Was that for me, dog?
So with that being said, we see that often. So is it all clickbait? Is that the world we're in?
Yep.
So
instant microwave. It all started with the microwave. I can do it quicker, faster, and hotter.
I think it goes back to what Amber D was saying. What's the objective? What are you trying to do? And everybody trying to get rich.
She wanted to piss him off. That's what I think. I don't think she wore that. I think it was given, I'm single. And that's yeah.
Well, take your single ass on.
Yeah. And I mean, and based on what's happening now, yeah, they were in the throes of a breakup.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to say me. I'm just going to use me as an example.
Go ahead.
Life is like a chess game. And a man has to know 4 or 5 moves ahead. And he doesn't want to, but to win the game, he will sacrifice his queen. That's from a man's standpoint of view. He will, if he has to sacrifice his queen to win the overall game, he will.
I think that I agree with you, but in the Kiki situation,
that's whack.
I don't think she was his queen. I genuinely don't. I think he saw her as a come up and an opportunity.
See, that's what, and that I don't agree with. That I do not agree with.
She had to agree with whatever it is.
Absolutely. Because see, when you say stuff like that, I mean, not just you saying, but when people say things like that, it's almost giving a rapist type vibe. Or when I hear people say a guy trying to get, it's a come up, even though he didn't rape her, but how easy is it for us, the public, to believe if she decided to say that could potentially be it? And instead of her making a conscious decision, or, he manipulated her mind like that. What is it? Tasha, the girl from Escape, and her husband. It's not ever the woman. The women are never held accountable. It's, her husband is making her do that. It's never what she's saying. She is agreeing to this. That's where I'm like, no, we need to call a spade a spade. So let it be what it actually is. Let me hear from Rod real quick.
Why bash the man after all this? I see that a lot.
It's always that.
It's always on the internet though. Women get on Facebook and bash their baby daddy over, but he wasn't that bad when he was fucking with him for 5 years and he wasn't working and he was dropping you off at work, keeping your car.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's some craziness right there. You ain't even got a car.
Here's the thing.
And then play the victim real good. Get out of here.
Here's the thing. Women speak from a victim standpoint.
Emotion.
They tell their stories from a victim standpoint. They don't tell the whole story. They just tell what happens to them. And that's normal. They don't say, yeah, I peed in his cornflakes so he punched me in my baby toe. No, they say, he punched me in my baby toe. What,
yeah,
girl?
They leave out pissing in the corn.
They forgot all about her peeing in his cornflakes. That's not important. What's important is Rod punched you in your baby toe. And your girl's gonna be like, bro, it ain't no good. He punched you in the toe.
The effect. So what we focus on is the effect.
Not the cause.
Women speak from that dynamic of victim standpoint.
But you know what? That's because society listens from a victim standpoint. That's where it is.
Systems even lift them like that.
The society, we hear the victim, and it's who comes first. But watch this, and we have everything has been so programmed where men are strong, men are strong, men are strong. There are so many men that suffer from domestic violence, and they're supposed to take it. They can go. I know some that right here in the Youngstown, Ohio area went down and filed a report. And you know, when they filed that report, the person that was there just looked at him and was like, "Oh, okay, well, you're not hurt." What? But if he did that to her, he getting locked up immediately. And that was foul. And he felt some type of way because it was a female that was over that department. And
here's something.
So society takes the female off top as the victim.
I shared
no matter what. Go ahead.
This week, Mel. I shared it with you earlier sometime this week. But it went something like this. There's a lot of no good fathers and stuff out here, right? Mm-hmm. How many mothers do you think there would be no good if they weren't getting housing, money, and food? If those three components were taken from them, how many of them would be no good? Or throwing the babies at the fathers. So we're no good because we don't do whatever it is that you need. But you're getting assistance here, 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 and here. And that's okay. But if you guys want, well, women, feminine, they want even. Okay, even. I'm not getting assistance. My house isn't being paid for. I'm not getting food. All of the things that were given to you, and I can't do, or I'm not doing it well enough, or whatever. We take that away, and the floorboard is even. How many women would be no good?
It'll be a whole lot, because it's a whole lot that aren't. Real talk. It's a whole lot that aren't. But watch this, Derek. I gotta read this comment. Derek Edmonds of Facebook said, "Men and women both get it hard. It's just that women take more time into voicing the hurt. Men just go on to the next." Now, with that being said, let's talk about how when a relationship ends, the man has to always start over. And he leaves and she has everything. And the man's like, boom, I got to start over. And then here comes the next relationship. And she says, he ain't got nothing. He like, dude, I had something the last time, and the last time. It didn't work out. And you say Amber took it all. Like, so am I not worth it? So am I not worth it? You know what I'm saying? So do you take that chance, i.e. back to her house husband or house boyfriend?
House boyfriend.
That's her choice. I ain't got no choice. That's her choice.
It's her choice, but I'm not saying that he's a rapist or anything. What I'm saying is, in this dynamic where you have one where there's a substantial wealth gap, women who go getting pregnant by these very wealthy men, they're called opportunists. Men do not hesitate to call them, well, she secured a bag, she got knocked up, she was just in it for the money. But then we apply the same thing to a man in that position, and it's a problem.
Okay. Okay.
He might be an opportunist.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold her off. I'm about to clear y'all because I got to do the show. So I have to read this comment. I will admit, I am emotionally exhausted. I've been divorced twice in 6 years, all in the name of loving a woman right that didn't even know what being loved right was. Now I'm bringing y'all back on. Speak to that comment. Go ahead.
I would hope that this, first of all, I'm sorry that person experienced that, and I hope that things are better for him. But as a woman, I would say, I can only give him advice as a woman. But women are told, and I personally believe, you have to look back at yourself and say, what red flags did I miss? What vetting did I skip over? Because I am a super firm believer that men need to vet women.
Okay, go ahead, Nate.
I hope he has a support system, because the norm will be like, oh man, that's messed up. Let's go get a drink and go to the strip club. Don't give up. Don't fault the next lady you fall in love with. Stay in there, bro. And I mean, shoot, if you need to talk, bro, you can reach out to me, because I've been there. I've been there.
Okay.
Fido.
Rod, what you got?
I would say, man, I wouldn't worry about getting married right now. Enjoy your freedom. Take your time. Get to loving yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And enjoy life. The life too short.
Yeah. And at the end of this, be strong because she's coming back. Yeah. She's coming back.
Hey, don't fall
and that's you said it. I like that. Don't fault the next one. So here you have where people have been hurt, especially at this age. Somebody you done been in love and did your thing and go from there, and it's like, okay, here we go. Don't fault the next one. I like that. Gotta heal before you move on. Thanks, Shop Talkers. Here's another one that says self-care. Now, up above there was the how do you know what being loved right is? I'm going to share this. Sometimes people tend to think that what worked for one will work for the other one. And it does not work like that. They are two different people. And I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. You cannot treat me the same way that you treated your last one, because what worked for them will not work for me. Communication is key. Number one, that question is out there. So when you said, oh, it is. But let me tell you, not for everybody, because people fail to say exactly what they mean by communication. Communication is key, but people tend to fail by not saying, how do you communicate? How do I need to communicate? Do I need to communicate? Don't say nothing. Do I need to communicate your way? Or do I need to communicate, are you giving me a script and saying, okay, I can't actually voice this because it'll hurt your feelings? You got to be honest, and you have to do that up front. Now, I want to talk about red flags. Lady and gents, what's a red flag for you on a first date?
Dirty fingernails.
Dirty fingernails? Okay. Go ahead. What you got, Nate?
Conversation.
Okay. That's a red flag for you? A conversation? You don't want to talk?
No. If your conversation, and you in the conversation, I'll figure out everything I need to know. And love is down the line. So, I mean, red flag is how you speak.
Okay. So, all right, what you got, Rod?
Sean.
People say they conversations about themselves, stuck on them. Always playing the victim. Not off the rip, not off the drip.
The first date, the victim?
Oh, you got victim story.
A lot of times, they'll talk about what happened in the past with dudes and why they ain't with them, why they single, but you're still getting to know them, because then you're going to find out if you eat everything she say that she the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So don't take off everything she say off the rip. So she can play the victim real good. We just spoke on the victim.
And Mel.
Go ahead.
I got to sneak this one back in.
Go ahead.
Communication ain't the key. Comprehension is.
Well, but that's exactly what I said. If you listen to the end of my statement, it's how you communicate. Go ahead. How do I need to communicate with the person?
Comprehension is the objective. Are you getting is it effective communication? Is whatever the message you're trying to convey getting received?
That's comprehension.
And you have to modify,
which is what I was saying. You have to learn how to communicate with the person. Go ahead.
When the previous comment about men and women both experience hurt, but women are more vocal about it, to me, my response to that is closed mouth don't get fed, squeaky wheel gets the oil. So not to say, shut up, men, don't complain, don't voice your hurts, but you need to speak up so that people know the hurt men are experiencing.
Yeah, hurt men are experiencing it, but then you have that person to be like, oh my God, he's such a B.
Right there.
A whiner. Like, come on.
A woman's world. A woman has, they come over to cook for you, or another woman and talk to you and share in your pain. I'll be like, damn, Ron, that's messed up, dog.
But that's men. It's on men to support other men.
Exactly. And if you want, just like what the Kevin said.
We gotta stay to task. I'm about to exit all y'all off because we got to stay to task here. All right, so here, a red flag, being late more than a few times. You're showing me my time is not important. That's a good red flag.
Being late.
You're the latest dude I know.
Being late.
Being late. See that's what he said. Bobby Jefferson of Facebook, Junior of Facebook said, being late more than a few times. Listen, being late one time, and if you don't call me and say, hey, I'm at the light or something like that, or whatever, something happened, I'm done right there, because time is something I can't get back. So you just wasted my time. So that lets me know how you start a relationship is how you end it. Real talk. Some of y'all don't believe that, but it's just that. And like Rod, you said, her complaining and talking about her ex. You cannot sit there across the table from me and talk to me about somebody else, because that means that's who you're thinking about. Energy flows where your attention goes. So that means I ain't getting none of this energy and I'm out. I'm going to go to the bathroom and leave.
Yeah.
Say that again, Mel. That was sweet. Energy flows
where your attention goes.
T-shirt.
Jason Boyd. I got to give it to him. That's where I got that from. Like, listen, my cats be giving me some little gems. And that was back in 2010. He came on the show. Okay, so Sean McCray of Facebook said, society don't give a crap about a man's feelings. And that's what I was talking about. Now, I said communication communication need to be brought to the table up front on the first date. What do you want in a relationship? And I'm talking about as adults. That's what I'm talking about. As adults, not younger people. Hey, here we go. We kicking it because we know in our 20s, we'd be like, hey, meet me here. You'd be like, I'm there. By the time you hit 30, they'd be like, hey, meet me there. You'd be like, ooh, who all over there? By the time you're 40, you'd be like, meet me there. Ooh, I got to work tomorrow. Now I'm going to drive myself. So it changes. But as an adult dating now, I think you need to come to the forefront on the first date and get all the information. Are you there to date or have a boyfriend, or are you there for a marriage? Because at this stage of the game, a lot of people don't want to be alone. A lot of people do not want to be alone. They're like, okay, well, I need a permanent date. I got to sit there and figure out who I'm going to take to this event because I don't want to go alone. And you see how many people going alone. Look how many line dances it is.
Ooh, I hate line dances. God.
You can't even dance with a partner no more because they got all these single people. I'm going to say it. All these single females out there line dancing because they ain't got nobody else to dance with. So they out there, oh, let me get on the line dance floor. Then they want to knock the people with a dude off. Get out of here. They got a line dance. They got that flashlight. I'm jamming. They want to get me off the floor. Man, dude, we kicking it.
That flashlight be jamming.
It do jam, but wait, how you line dancing? But then I got a partner, we jamming flashlight. Listen here, let me say this too real quick. If it was a hit before, it's gonna be a hit again. But how can I not dance? Because y'all got this line dance to flashlight, and me and my partner can't dance, and we at the club too. Come on.
What's up, Nate?
I can't believe they did George like that.
Man, that motherfucker go though, man.
I gotta check it out.
Do you know it? Do you know it?
That motherfucker.
Do you know it, Ron? You know the line dance?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Get out of here. No. Hey,
I don't know.
Look though, I ain't gonna say I'm not a do that. Keep the shuffle. That's about it.
Okay, let me see. Let's go here. CJ Williams, CJ Williams of Facebook said, exactamundo. Loyalty and communication is the glue. Now, this is what I'm going to say. If they want to be there, they're going to be there. If they don't, they're not.
Right.
But at the beginning of a relationship, on the first date, what's important to you? Mine is respect. I speak on her. H, honor. E, encourage. R, respect. That's what women want. And I also speak on him. H, honor. I, inspire. M, motivate. It's all good because you feed a man's ego. I'm putting y'all up on game. You feed a man's ego. It's whatever you want.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
No. I'm gonna tell you why it's not vice versa. Because if you feed you can feed my ego all day, but guess what? It's a million other people feeding it too. So I'm like, yeah, okay, he gassing me up, whatever. But it's about respect, and it's respect on men too. But if you encourage us, that means the world. Like if I got this new venture, go, you can do it. Go ahead. I know you got it. You smart. You this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can do it. Encouragement means a lot for us. Honor means a lot for us. Just as for you guys. Honor. Respect. I'm going to sit down. I just need to be respected. Once you just respect me one time, you'll never get the opportunity to do it again. Communication is key to me. But understand this. When we communicate, and if you're like open, I'm straightforward. If you know me, I'm straightforward. Me being straightforward and telling you what's on my mind, I have to understand and voicing that, I have to understand that I don't get to tell you how to respond to what I say. And a lot of people have an issue with that. Because it's like, oh, okay, well, I want to say what I want to say, and then you just shut up. No. If you want to say communication is it, you got to understand communication is that. Everyone does not communicate the same way, and we cannot, on this end, control how the other person is going to respond. So be ready for it. That's all I'm saying. So let's get with, look, as we were sitting there talking, because I got to hurry up and get on this. I told y'all. Look, I'm like, I told y'all. The topic, and that is, which we were talking about, why is dating no longer fun?
Because people having babies when they're dating.
Wow.
They said that.
Look,
in the black community, people are having babies before they're married, and now dating's not fun because you handling all this heavy stuff when dating is supposed to be fun.
Thanks for coming. That's this week's show.
See you next week.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And us, older people are trying to date with a purpose, which is cool. But I mean, dating is a young man's game. I mean, the real order of things by this age, you're supposed to be watching Law and Order together. And what's to eat? And it's 8:00, and both of us, you ready to eat?
See, no, dating, that don't sound fun. That sound boring. Tanisha Williams on Facebook said, people want to match energy. So that's why. That's a good one. Here's another one. Let's see. Dara Scott of Facebook said, the person you pick has to be receptive to those qualities. Absolutely. And that needs to be addressed on the first date. It needs to be addressed. Just as Amber D said, when first date, if you want to know how much she make, ask on the first date. If that's what's important to you. And how we receive it is how we receive it. Amber said, okay, you asked me how much I make on the first date. I'm going to ask you, how big is your dizzle on the first date?
That's usually the other way around.
That's a good date.
That's a good date, Ron.
That's a good date. She keeping it 100. Yeah.
And I'd say, well, yeah, come on over here. I'll show it to you.
Okay, then, Amber, I see you.
You got to get numbers. Don't fall for a picture.
No.
Yeah, don't fall for the picture. He said, come on over and see it.
Lighting. It's deceptive.
Oh, lighting. Yeah, lighting be crazy. Yeah, lighting to get you. You'll be like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. But but if that's what's important to you and that's what you want to know, I think you need to just ask those questions off top, especially as an adult. What is this? Now, let me address this. I got to address this one. I got it during the text. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. I'm older. I haven't been out on a date in 4 years, thinking about dating. Is there such thing as if you don't use it, you lose it, your vagina closing?
No.
Let me do, wait a minute. Let me handle this one real quick from a medical standpoint. As a registered nurse, let me say this, and working in the OBGYN clinic for so many years that I can smell a disease if I walk past you. Real talk. That's the truth. No, the vagina will not close. The hymen will not grow again over it. However, the elasticity in the vagina can stretch and be stuck. And then eventually, once you get to moving it, that elasticity will come back. It's almost like, I like to use it as like a rubber band. You ever had like an old rubber band? I ain't saying your vagina's old, but you ever have like an old rubber band and then it rots out on the end, but you still have that elasticity? So once you get that thing to moving again, that elasticity will come back. All right, there you go. Mel's medical moments. right there. And if you want to flag me, go right ahead. But yes, I am qualified to say this. So that's why I had to remove them. So this is the RN speaking right now. Okay.
The more you know.
Oh, absolutely. But I gotta do me. I gotta edutain. I gotta do me. So that's it. So if you have not been sexually active, no, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And let me be clear too. From having sex, let me say that, or not having sex. Not like if it's a medical issue or something like that. That's totally different. But the elasticity does change. And then once you use it again, boom, boom, the elasticity will come back.
Little foreplay.
Muscle memory.
Sometimes muscle memory, yeah. Depending. Now, if you with different people, that muscle memory going to be different. And then you come with somebody short and stout.
Yeah, it's gonna shuffle.
Or not even stout.
Oh, okay, short. Wait, what is that? What they call? Remember we talked about it on the show?
Yeah.
They don't shuffle.
Choli, yeah. If he, yeah.
Right. Shoot, I don't know.
But anyway, so dating is no longer fun because look at all the things that was a problem. I had one person that said, which was good. I wanted to read some of the comments because they were going off on social media when I talked about it. Someone said eating like a 2-year-old, holding the fork just like this and just shoveling it in their mouth. Yeah, that's a turnoff.
Yeah.
Dirty nails is a turnoff. Unkept, like unshaved first date, that's a turnoff because that lets me know that you are not putting. You shave though, but on the first date, honestly, that says you don't even put any effort into you. So if this is your best, I already know I'm not gonna argue. We go on a date, I'm like, for real, you really gonna like? My thing is preventing issues. So you already know, are we going to be friends or what department am I putting you in? On the first date, I need to know, you going in the friend zone? Can we move forward? And do we have to end this? You're a lot of fun to hang out with, but guess what? I'm not trying to do this for the rest of my life because I know there's going to be some issues that bother me. And I think people need to speak their truth right then. There's nothing lost. Nothing lost. Especially if you use coupons. Do they still got coupons? If you use coupons on the first date, I'm not. If somebody came to me on the first date with a coupon, I am not mad. Matter of fact, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't be mad either. Shit. You know?
As many food stamps as I try to buy.
You'll be like, okay, she's a saver.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Amber D. What do you think? So if a guy first date had a coupon, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I would. It would not be ideal because we've talked about before. Personally, I like men that are generous. But then what it also makes me think of is what is it called? Super Cheapskates or something, or Super Savers, the TV show. And I just recently saw where a guy, he was really fixated on retaining the value of all of his purchases. And based on the episode, I was like, this guy has some psychological issues. He has some childhood traumas he's working through. He's struggling with unworthiness. Like, what I saw said red flags. And he was divorced, and his ex-wife came on the show, and she clearly still loved him. But he had some major trauma surrounding finances. He might have grown up in severe poverty, or there was some type of traumatic event surrounding finances that manifested in him having this like super saver kind of activity that was a major contributing factor to his divorce. So I would say it's a red flag, but it's something that I would want to know more about his relationship with money.
Okay. I would be like, yeah, he's a saver. But then you do want to know, are you going to do this every time? Are we not going to be able to go to fine dining?
Yeah.
So, okay. So that could be a red flag. What you got, Nate?
Well, Amber took the win out of the Gus when she knocked it out of the park when you asked the question first. I mean, when she answered that was like perfect. But I don't know, dating. I haven't been dating in some years.
So is that why a lot of people stay in unhealthy marriages, because they don't want to get back out in the dating field?
Oh no. not from a man's point of view. I don't think from a man's point of view because I mean, if I was out there dating, what am I dating for? I'm just dating. I'm not dating to move you in or pay your bills or this, that, no. I'm dating you. Hey, let's go have fun. I'm not dating you to, oh, wow, potential husband or wife. No.
So you're dating for fun, for companionship.
That's it. Just, hey, I'm going camping this weekend. We're cooking, good lies, good fries, and come on out and enjoy with me. And if we decide to wrestle later, a little later than I wrestle, I'm good. It's a good date. But I'm not coming in, well, I'm looking for, and most women don't date for fun. That's a man thing. So, I mean, most men stay in an unideal, I'm not going to say unhealthy, an unideal marriage because it's a sense of duty. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if a man doesn't have that sense of duty in him, yeah, we can date, and I'm going to listen to your stories, and I'm going to tell a couple jokes, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I was thinking of writing a book myself, knowing I can't read, but I mean, it's what you want. It's what I'm trying to get. So dating's totally different between men and women. Because, I mean, casual dating would be all I'm doing.
Casually dating. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go to some of the comments. Overpowering cologne is a red flag.
The high karate? You don't like my high karate?
Yeah, I'm like, is that, maybe they went all out, babe. Okay, here we go.
I mix mine with brew.
Asking for gas money.
Ooh. Oh, no, that's a walkout.
And you know what? Just
that's a
the duration of dating. If you get a whole bunch of dates and you ever ask me for gas money.
A whole bunch of dates with the same guy?
Same guy. Don't ask me for no gas money. You can't even get from A to B. This ain't gonna work.
No date. If I can't afford gas, how am I gonna take you on a date?
Exactly. So that's a wrap. Speaking of past relationships, loud talking.
Yes. Yeah, as someone who's very shy and quiet, and I like to be in the corner.
Did you hear her?
Because I see a lot of men, especially when they're trying to get your attention, they'll be extra loud. That is such a turn off. If you're a type of woman who likes to be the center of attention, you'd probably be okay with it. But oh my goodness, huge turn off. Loud talking. Okay,
Tanisha Williams of Facebook said, hate it. Now this one is from Glenn Gordon of Facebook. Making eye contact with other men while she is supposed to be with you.
Goes both ways, absolutely.
You know what?
It's ogling or oogling. I be butchering words sometimes, but when you're ogling someone else, whether you're a man or a woman, it's disrespectful.
No, making eye contact.
I think he was saying eye contact, but he meant because ogling, if I remember the definition correctly, it's like staring them down, looking them up.
Oh, okay. Well, he just said making eye contact, so we're not going to change his words. But go ahead.
He mean like this. Yeah, girl, like I was saying.
Exactly.
No, but see, that's not eye contact. That's looking at somebody else's body. The eye contact. I make eye contact with anybody that walks past me. So I could be having a conversation with you, but I see who came in the door. I'm a communicator. I make eye contact. Do you know if we need to be getting up out of there or not? My eye contact has saved many lives, like mine.
Question, Mel.
I'm like, time to go.
How long do you hold eye contact, though, in that situation?
Not long, because they're walking by. So if somebody's walking by, you just look, you make eye contact. That recently happened. It recently happened, and the person I was talking to, actually, they were like, oh, I seen you look. I was like, well, yeah, I am going to look. I'm looking the person I need to see. But I have to see what's coming in, and it's not to be like, oh, I'm looking at this guy because he fly. But if I see a chick that looks great, I'm looking. I done checked her out already. They'll be like, we need a description. I got you.
Of the shooter.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I ain't playing. This is for real. Here's another one. Ordering a to-go order along with the regular meal. That's from Terrence Pankey of Facebook said, that's a red flag. Well, is it on him? I wonder if the bill is on the date or...
Right. Because I feel like it's depending on who's paying. If the person who's paying did it, it's fine. But if the person who's not paying did it, that's trifling. That's poor etiquette.
Okay, what you think, Rod?
Yeah, I ain't signed up to pay for your meal later on. I'm gonna pay what we're eating right now in front of us. I don't know what you're doing when we leave.
Or who is that meal for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
You pay for it then.
Carmen Jones of Facebook said, asking me to pick him up.
Now, hold on now. Like you said, he might have had a couple of relationships before. We spoke on this earlier. And he didn't lost everything.
He ain't got no car?
He's starting over.
A bike? Man, you need to get started 2 hours early.
What's wrong with picking him up? What's wrong with picking him up, though? But it's cool if he pick
I
her
would
up.
say it depends.
Okay.
It depends on it. But most of the time, it's because he's a bum. But sometimes...
How did he get your number if he's a bum?
Right.
What?
We don't know that yet. Probably internet. You got internet dating and everything. So it could happen. Go ahead.
I think, because, people, sometimes things happen. You don't have control of when you meet someone. But if they give you a logical, reasonable explanation as to why they don't have transportation and it's temporary, it's a temporary situation that he is correcting, then I'm like, okay. Because I have gone on a date with a guy that, he had recently gotten into a car accident. So I'm like, okay, but he was working. He was, he was a functioning adult. But something just happened. Okay, fine. But if it's just like, no, he just ain't got a car.
Yeah, that's a red flag. All right, here's one. Sherelle Ward Jackson of Facebook said, him asking me for money.
Absolutely.
And that happens more often than not. Nate, I see your face like, wait, what? How many scammers are there?
Oh, yes. The romance scammers. They made a TV show about it now.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
He has to do something to get that type of attention. I mean...
Why?
Conversation. You said, we're emotional. You said it. You
Got you. But if I didn't glide and conversated to get you to want to date me, I mean, this is after all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't got you to date him and stuff. Now he's lying about, oh yeah, come pick me up.
I ain't got no car or no money.
I ain't got no car and this, that, and other. But how did I get your attention before that? I'm new to this.
The looks like we talked about prior to. The looks.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Somebody else's picture.
For me to be, are you dating for a husband? Or are you dating just to have fun?
I would hope that you got to have fun first. Go ahead, Amber D.
So I just wanted to point out, this is an agreement with Nate and Rod. The TV show, you guys check it out, about romance scammers. I think
romance scammers going to have to buy into the show. Commercial time.
What is it called?
It's about, I forgot what it's called, so that's not helpful. But it's about romance scammers. But what I've learned after watching a couple episodes is that the show really highlights how the victims are not actually victims. And they're really deeply seated in delusion. And they exhibit some narcissistic personality traits, but they're presented as a victim because they're being scammed. But it's like, no, you're willingly you don't want to be objective. You don't want to hear other people's critique of this person. And you're so self-absorbed, you could not possibly entertain the idea that this person is lying to you. It's really been fascinating. But yeah, a lot of these victims are not victims.
Drop the link, please.
Okay. Now, Jason Peters of Facebook said he shares his first date experience. I was on a first date and I saw a daddy long leg spider on her shoulder. I brushed it off, stepped on it, and we laughed. That wasn't the red flag. The red flag came when an hour later I saw another one on her.
Where was they at?
Cleanliness.
At her spot?
I don't know. I'm reading the comments. But here's the thing though. I started laughing. I'm like, she got a nest on her?
Well, I mean, that story would be a lot more horrible if it was roaches, you know what I mean?
True. Daddy long.
Okay, Bobby Green of Facebook. Bobby Green of Facebook said appearance is a red flag. conversation, dirty nails, plaque on her teeth and tongue, and 1,000 blackheads on her nose.
The plaque on the gums. Ooh, that's a good
How
one.
do you get plaque on your gums?
Well, right at the edge of your tooth and gum where they meet.
Oh, like she had a bread sandwich?
No,
Something
like she hasn't brushed her
but
teeth.
it's a little more yellow, golden color.
Okay. Michael Lau of Facebook said marriage talk is a red flag.
That
Yeah.
sounds crazy.
Are you trying to get married?
I feel like that would be something you would like. 'Cause that's like a long. If you're presenting it as a long-term goal, yeah. But if she's like asking like right now, then that's weird.
But here's the thing.
But how long you got if you're 60?
Yeah, how long you got? I don't
Right.
think
So
that's
get to the
crazy.
point. You know your intentions.
But like
But
Mike said,
women date with intentions. Men usually date. I want to mark. Yeah.
Oh, what?
I
Wait.
want a southern burp.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you said that. Okay. All right, Nate and Rod. Then what?
Then what?
Then what? So you're there, y'all dating, and then you have sex. Then what?
round 2.
If it's good, I'll come back.
You said round 2. He like it was good. I'll come back. Then what? Like what? Where's the relationships beside the relations?
The relationship is what mostly the women want. I'm cool with us meeting on Tuesday. Like I told Rod, hey, I know you dating too, Rod. My day is Thursday, dog. Don't mess around my Thursday. Cool?
But see, that's why this topic is relevant. Why is dating no longer fun? Like
STDs.
who? Well, that'll do it, but there's condoms and stuff like that to prevent those, there's things out there to prevent some of those things from not happening. But where's the fun in dating? Is it because it has become too serious? Everybody has, everybody's so nitpicky.
I think with social media, and there's been studies on it, that yeah, because of the perceived abundance of options that prior to social media people didn't have, that people are less invested in dating. And I did want to say I agree with Nate, but with the exception of divorced women, because women are less likely to remarry after being divorced, whereas men are more likely to get remarried. So I think that men are actually, after the first marriage, men are more focused on marriage than women are actually.
For real?
But prior to the
According
first
to the
marriage, I think
stats,
women are
yeah.
more focused on marriage.
Because y'all don't want to be by yourselves. Because they say men over 40, actually it's 45, are either looking for a nurse or a purse.
Wow.
But you know what?
I understand that though.
Right, and I feel like me personally, I'm also looking for a nurse or a purse. I just feel like my personal experience with my late husband, I think it is very important to have someone who has your back medically for like medical stuff.
Did you hear what just happened?
Uh-huh.
When a guy, it was a subject because a guy is looking for a nurse or purse. But it's quite okay for a woman to look for a nurse or a purse.
No, I mean, I understand a guy looking for in older age because you.
Yeah, she said she understand it, but I heard what you said, Nate. So it's like, oh, okay. But we've been looking for we looking for a purse at the very beginning.
Exactly, we looking for but then as you get older, all people, I think you definitely want a partner who's going to care about your medical well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure my meds are separated correctly. That's all. That's all.
Make sure you taking what you need to take. That's for sure.
CPR if I fall out. I mean, I feel like it sounds crazy, but I think it really does matter. I definitely want a partner who is going to advocate for me if I am unable to speak for myself.
Okay.
Everyone wants that.
Okay, but look at that. Honestly, now we talking medical. That's why dating ain't fun. Like I don't want to go and be like, oh man, now I got to sit here. I got off work. Now I got to work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You get off work to work. Even though, you want your person around, but how do we make it fun again? Because it was fun to learn. It was fun to learn people, honestly. But with social media, you already know all the information. Then you're like, well, what else is there to talk about? Or unless they lying on social media.
Social media then put a damp on you too.
I agree.
Everything. everything.
People run the social media and just put all their business on it. I get on myself.
Okay, here's a question from YouTube. Salvage says, right, if that D don't work, will you still want them? That's a good question.
No.
Listen here, Savage. We just don't get along. I just had to say that.
So what happens? So are we supposed to stick around? Or is he okay with me stepping out on Thursday, like you said, Nate?
Hey, well, no, that's just a shared thing. We ain't trying to nothing but have fun. It's just my day, and that's what men do. Hey, we dating. Hey, Rod, ain't nothing serious, dog. Thursday's my day, and he like, all right, well, cool, bro. To women, it's this, that, and other. My medical, and like with me and Amber, I'm worried about breaking her hip. How old as she is.
Oh, okay. Amber, do you want to go to the comment?
So Bobby W. Jefferson Jr. of Facebook said expectations are sometimes too high with women. They see these IG or Facebook reels of fabulous, expensive dates.
Yeah. And they filter fine. You look, their pictures all so filtered, so fine. Then you see them in person, you be like, who you?
Yeah, that filter a motherfucker.
Social media destroying dating. I definitely think filters are a problem.
Okay.
And it's a lot of filter fines, but they all single. How you that fine and single?
I think this goes back to delusions that Amber was speaking of, or, but we're allowed to dream and want what we want and desire what we want. So, and this speaks to the comment from Bobby Jefferson Jr. of Facebook. Expectations are sometimes too high with women. They see these Instagrams or Facebook reels and of fabulous expensive dates. Well, here's the thing. If they haven't been on a fabulous expensive date or never been exposed to it, they don't know about it. But when you know better, you do better.
Amen.
So, with that being said, is that an issue? Are the women's expectations too high, or are you not willing to meet those expectations?
I don't think it's a willingness. I think it's an ability thing. I think that women see expensive dates and they realize a man has to have resources and able to do that, grounded in reality, where he's not breaking the bank or compromising himself financially to do an expensive date. And it circles back to money. So if you're desiring a fancy, expensive date and you're like, wow, this is a dream, I would love to have that in my fantasy world. So in reality, grounded in reality, you need a man with a certain amount of wealth and disposable income to give you that expensive, wow, crazy date.
So if a man has to have resources, what does a woman have to have?
Looks.
Looks ain't gonna get it.
That's been forever, right?
If a woman,
exactly.
If a woman's main asset is her looks, she gonna be doing some hoish shit. Ding, 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 ding.
Whole shit been going on since the beginning of time. It's all right.
But guess what? And then you get the she's for the straight.
But she and she'll still get married, just like I can't even remember from the Bible.
Kim Kardashian.
So she'll be all right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me say this, since you brought up Kim K. Have you noticed that since their show has been off, they are no longer relevant and trying to do things to make themselves relevant?
Absolutely.
And nobody's paying attention to them anymore. So
they are the originators of all this stuff, and they made more money than everybody.
And that's
yet they still want the spotlight.
That's what I want to say.
I don't think they're originators. I think they have a well-documented history of stealing small black women's designs and aesthetics and makeup concepts and then branding it as their own.
Okay,
so I don't think they're originators.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the WNBA, who's sanctioned by the women. Women don't support anything positive. But Kim Kardashian can come on with anything. She has the views. That's why she was making millions before she even stole those lines. She was making millions because people were tuning in to watch her stupidness. And then she took her stupidness and say, hey, we're these stolen from Rod, but I already got 1 million people looking at me. So the issue ain't her stealing these. Her issue is she got 1 million people watching her already. So that's where the money was.
So she had the platform.
That's a
Right,
positive.
exactly. If she had a platform.
The Kardashians. Her platform was already built. And it was built off of ratchetness. So she turned her ratchetness into money making. Can't be mad at her. Even if she didn't file. But she had the view. Think about this. What happens when male views get up to 12 million a show?
Ooh.
Other than me getting my cut, things change. We don't have influence. Then I'll be paid. Today's show was brought to you by these brushes. Look at I'm so flowy and full. So it changes things. It's all about what her platform was. It ain't about how she did it. Guess what? She did it by smashing some Ray J. But guess what I got her to now? Have you or your loved one's been diagnosed with? Well, do what I did. She's making buku money.
But she's trying to. But watch this. It has become so popular with the big booties and the small waist and all that she actually took. Real talk. What Amber D was saying, that it has become so popular that now it is it's the standard. Right. So that being the standard, it's not allowing her to shine. So now people aren't paying her any attention. What do we do to get that back?
Well,
we don't need attention on like.
Well, not. What do we do to get us back?
What attention she need?
Got the bag.
Not her. But what do we do to get the norm? How do we normalize the norm? Because it's been so. Okay, let me get my words right. How do we get back to covering ourselves up?
We can't. The internet is the Antichrist, if you ask me.
Okay.
It's because look, anybody who eats bananas sideways is the devil. And I can get on the internet and find a group of people that eat their thing, and we can get together and conspire. And everything, it's just like this. People think we're in the last days and times are so hard. Times it's always been the same. But now, due to the internet, I know what happens in Buckhead, Indiana. That wasn't national news. Now I can see what's happening in Buckhead and in little Italy and I can see what's going on in the projects. So the world ain't smaller. It's just more cameras on it.
Okay, go ahead, Rob. What you got?
I think people got their priorities fucked up, Yeah. They want to run to Miami or Atlanta and buy ass and buy some cities to come back to Youngstown or Farrell where they live at.
Dang, Farrell.
But let me finish though, and then you're gonna try to, cause you're doing it all for attention, and niggas ain't gonna care about you anyway. Cause when you get older, that ass and that shit gonna drop.
No,
your priorities ain't in order. You want to do shit for attention.
Actually, it won't drop, and that's the problem.
Okay, yeah, it won't drop, but I'm saying they're doing this shit for attention, and you're gonna run across niggas that's just gonna smash and keep moving. So what you?
That's it.
Well, and I think that the bulk of the women, it's something internal, is for intention, and I feel like the other women, are doing it as an investment because they're in the sex industry and they know, and it has been documented and proven that their income, their profit, their marketability will increase with these augmentations. So I feel like it's either for attention or it's an investment in getting their bag up.
If that investment, that their money would rise, but that love and all this other stuff, you knock it out the window. And here's something. I don't know if I'm putting it right, but if a man, his thing is sex and wanting to be known, and a woman's thing is attention, getting attention and stuff like that, right? So, is a woman having an IG account cheating? Because all she's doing is posting pictures to get attention. So, she's getting what she wants. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, well, we know not all, but let's say this. Having an IG account to get attention, sometimes you just want to just sit there, holler at people, hey, how you doing? And it's for socialization. For those who want to get attention, and if she has a man, that man needs to step up if your baby got to go to get clickbait from some strangers.
Back to, what's her name, man, earlier in the show. See how I brought that full circle?
Well, go ahead.
Ooh. Back, but I mean, here's the thing. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling low. Here, let me take a little picture with a little cleavage showing. Hold on, it's sad that I have cleavage, first of all. I apologize. But let me... bling, 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 bling. She's getting attention. She's getting what she wants and desires.
Hey,
so
Nate,
is that considered cheating?
Nate, she knew what she was doing before she left the house. When she
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
but
guess what? Guess what? We all over here talking about that. They probably still gonna be together. You understand? It's just a fork in the road right now.
Because it's now the norm.
And that's
now the norm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Hollywood do. Hollywood only. Look at Lil' Kim when she went to the award show with J-Lo. What she wore. Come on, man.
What's she wearing?
Years ago.
The tit
the titty thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People do that.
It's called a tit tassel.
And now Janelle Monáe, you understand? Her name is out there, but look at her name now.
Yeah.
She on
but is it on point? It's not a good thing though. It's just like, oh, okay. And I just feel like that's a cry for help. Real talk. That's how I look at it as. I'm like, okay, she's talented with her music, but if you are a singer, be a singer. You telling me you got to go to the left in order for people to realize who you are? That's kind of whack. Just like with India, I do have a problem with her whole everything about this, because it's like, you want people to accept you for you. You got to accept other people for who they are. That's that. Now, look at Scottie Pippen and Larsa. Larsa with Michael. Remember I told y'all with Michael Jordan's son.
That's too close.
Now, It is. But here's the thing. So now he's out. See, the men are becoming Mitches.
Well,
let me tell you why. The men are becoming Mitches because Larsa's in media. Now, Scottie Pippen, he done kicked back up with his ex or ex before her, and now she done lifted up her shirt. Yes, this is all brand new. So my point is, everybody is doing the same thing. Like, what's happening? Go. I want to hear Amber's point though. Let her go ahead.
So Larsa Pippen is a great example of what I was saying. Is it's okay? People are saying she's a gold digger, and with Michael Jordan's son, and she probably is, but she was with Scottie Pippen for like many years. They were married for a long time, but people have no problem saying she's a gold digger and she's taking advantage of Michael Jordan's son. I'm just saying that.
Do you know why? Because she didn't leave Scottie Pippen. She didn't leave Scottie Pippen empty-handed. She's still spending Scottie's money.
Oh, because she got paid. She got paid.
She absolutely got paid.
But watch this. And she also said that she was okay. Remember we talked about the insurance. Remember we talked about the insurance.
Wow.
And with the insurance, what did she do? She had with the insurance, y'all crazy. With the insurance, she decided, okay, I got children by Scottie Pippen, so I'm always get paid. And I wouldn't be, she said she wasn't opposed to having a child with Marcus Jordan. I think just so that she can get paid. But we know that she's accustomed to a certain lifestyle. So I don't see her going down, so to speak.
And I feel like what my point was, as far as in comparison to Kiki, is that people have absolutely no problem accusing these women of being gold diggers, and they probably are. I'm just saying, the old dude might be a gold digger too. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all crazy.
I can't even comment.
Y'all crazy in the studio, man. Listen. This how the studio used to be. So if y'all watching the show on YouTube or anything, go to YouTube and see Shop Talk with Mel. But this is how it used to be inside the studio. Ask Nate, man. He used to be hollering. You were like, what? But y'all able to actually see. So y'all want to see real reaction. Now, you got these people that are used to, living a certain way, accustomed to a certain lifestyle. So I don't see it being a problem. If she was a gold digger coming in, she will remain to be. Who's not going to be a gold digger? If this is what I am, why wouldn't I be? I'd be the fell off if that's the case. If that's what, what I'm saying?
Excuse me. Sidebar. Rod, I'm accustomed to eating at Burger King every day. So when I leave Burger King, I think they should still give me the burgers that I'm accustomed to having. Mm-hmm.
Date a Burger King worker.
Okay.
I'm accustomed to it. So don't tell me I'm accustomed. Well, you do what you do to keep that lifestyle. Hey, you don't leave. I don't leave a job. I'm accustomed to my job giving me $4,000 a week.
Hey, Nate,
and I left the job. So why they stop giving me $4,000 a week?
Hey, Nate, that's different.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. Go ahead.
That was a good comeback.
Go ahead.
Okay, and while that are all in the same
Okay.
country under the same system. These men know what they're getting into. You ought to be familiar about how divorce works in America. Like, you already know. You should already know that that's how it works out. So,
Bringing it full circle, the man loses.
He knows.
You do what Nate said, and your marriage license will be renewed every 4 years with your driver's license. Because guess what? If I'm married to Scotty, I might want to stack some money away, so if it goes awry, I have something already stacked, as opposed to taking everything when I leave and using it all while I'm there. So guess what? Yeah, it is fun. And then women wonder, well, it's messed up. You know what you're getting into. Well, your feelings change. Now you don't like me anymore. So now you take half my shit. So guess what? I'm not going to get married. So I'm going to be out here lying to you to smash and dash.
Okay, Amber, do you want to read the comment?
Let me read it.
Go ahead, Rod. You can read it.
Let me read it. Hey, the homie Sean McCray, and you ain't lying, homie. She male pulled the pinky. Say another motherfucking word. Now dig this. I'm laughing at Nate. I said, damn, she just shut my nigga down. Then she shut me down. I'ma see you, Mel.
That's right. You better watch your back. 3 o'clock on the dirt road.
Y'all so funny, man. That is so funny. Y'all crazy.
And then I seen the screen go down to her and Amber. I said, okay. Dig that.
Oh, y'all crazy, bug. So fun. So fun. Got me up here rolling. So how do we even know? We know now we got all the answers out that we could come up with as to why dating is no longer fun. Do we know how to fix this problem?
I think it will naturally fix itself because the pendulum will swing back in the opposite direction, just like fashion. It's all cyclical.
Wow. I would like to agree with Amber on that one, but I don't think so because everything, not matures, but everything evolves. And with social media, we went from a microwave to a cell phone. You know, now on the cell phone and social media. I don't think you can flip that coin over. I mean, I can look back on Amber. I can see what she was doing 4 years ago this day. She knows what she's doing because it came up. So guess what? 4 years ago, she was with that scrub, you know, Sean McCray.
You ain't about to let me put my people out there. He just throwing out names. He just throwing out names. Go ahead.
Well, yeah.
And we know Sean McKinney ain't no scrub, neither is Sean McCray.
With him, and they was at the same park that I take her to, and she said, this is so brand new. So everything has evolved. And going back to the good old days when grandma used to watch the kids and cook and stay at home and nurture the children and had a man in the house where he was there and she played that. It was a different role involved. And like now, even with the Kiki Palmer, the roles are changed and everyone it's not right or just that another. So it's not going to go back. I mean, we just got to worry about being forward. And I mean, it's scary because what we're losing through the generations is more than just relationships. Kids aren't even having kids anymore. You know, we're losing numbers. We're losing. In China, the big problem over there is they only work till they're 50. Then they retire. So the young kids are not coming in and they're not doing the work. So we're losing traditions and we're losing the way it was. We're losing a lot. We're cutting down trees and we're pulling up the roots is the problem. So nothing's growing back the way it was. And you can't expect it. I know we don't feel it, but we out the game, man. We 50. We 50. And I mean, if you look down, my grandkids was singing a song, and I was like, what?
Okay, let me hurry up because we're coming to the end. I want to get this question here. Is any of you all single? If so, is dating not fun for you? So, married, divorced, and widowed. So I can speak. Go ahead, Amber. You want to speak first to that? Is dating not fun for you?
I would describe it as something you want to be intentional about, and you have to put effort and energy into to do effectively.
But it's a personal question.
Definitely.
This is a personal question for you.
Yes, I find it tiresome, and I have to take breaks from dating.
Okay. Now,
So, yeah.
Now, let me be clear. If I'm not married, I'm single until I ain't. Okay? Let me just say that. But as far as like, is it fun for me? I'm having a ball. And here it is. What's the intent? My intention is to have fun. Dating does not mean having sex. That's why I asked that question. And then what's next? And what's next? And what's next? Mine is dating. Dating is collecting data. Are you having fun while you're collecting data? I hope so. Because I am. So that's my answer. I'm having a freaking ball. How you doing? Okay, look, Salvage One. I got you, girlfriend. She said, period. But it's important. So let me get to today's footnote. All right, before we get to the footnote, well, I can just say it right now. When you are out and if you are dating, be sure to have fun. How do you ensure that you have fun? By choosing the place. If you choose the place where you want to go out on this date or where you want to go, you'll have fun. Hopefully you're not choosing someplace that you don't enjoy going to. Enjoy the company. If you don't enjoy the company, that's all right too. You don't have to do it again. You just go somewhere else or meet somebody else. Go on a date with somebody else. A girl's got to eat. I always live by that motto. Decisions are important. And make sure that you make the right one. What's the difference? When you make the right decision, you'll always be right. All right? And this goes out to Jason Boyd since we talked about it. Like Sesame Street up in this mug. The comment that I use or the phrase, energy flows where your attention goes. So, people talk about what's on their mind, what they care about. You guys heard it, right? All right. Oh, what did you say? Okay, let's see. Are you tired? Because, okay, well, y'all can talk after that. See you next week, Christopher Williams. Thank you for joining in and being a part of Shop Talk with Mel and joining in the conversation. All my lovely people down there. Now the phone's ringing. The information is below. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Listen, you can text throughout the week, the whole nine. My people will read your comments or read your text, whatever you have to say. If you have a great topic that you want us to discuss here on Shop Talk with Mel, go ahead and put it in there. And we will gladly oblige if it's something to talk about and we can have something. Look, if we can have longevity in the conversation. I want to thank those who have donated and who are going to donate. And if you are interested in donating, that information is below as well. PayPal.me@ShopTalkWithMel and Cash App @ShopTalkWithMel. I really appreciate you guys' time. It's something I know you can't get back, so I'm not going to take any more of your time. All right. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. 1, 2, 3. Shop Talk. Oh man, you play too much. Hey, listen, guys. If you are still on and you want to rock out with your girl, you can tune in to Star 94.7. I'm on till 3:00. And also, if you're not in the area, 947-star.com. Check out your girl. Peace.